Good evening. Today is the 4th of February, 2026, and the time now is 8:30 at night. So what I want to do is introduce myself because there may be some people who never seen me before, seen my videos. And so I've been off YouTube for a little while, just came back. And so I've had two YouTube channels that got closed, shut down. One was Regina Mike, and the other one was Patrice Mike D, because Regina Patrice is my middle name. So I never use my first name, not my last. So just in case someone may recognize my face but see I have a different name than I had. The last channel that I had was Patrice Mike D, but the first one was Regina Mike. So I just wanted to introduce myself as being Regina Patrice. Um, my channel now is Regenia.Pat.6.8 because of Regina. Then the Pats represent Patrice. The 6 and the 8 represent my age, because if I live to see July, I will be 68 years old. Right now I'm 67. And so I just want to tell a few things about myself. And I am what they call a targeted individual. But um, I'm being gang stalked. But gang stalk is not just someone stalking you. Gangs of people. Gang stalking is slow kill. They actually torture you and torture you and torture you until your body can't take anymore and you die. And so I've been under attack for a while now. Um, Back in the 80s, I started um, having problems, but I didn't know nothing about gang stalking until 2000 and I don't know if it was 16, 17 or 18, somewhere along up in there. After I moved to this county here, and we moved at this really nice house because I moved my sister up here because she was already living here, and she'd been gang stalked also, but she's being tortured, and we didn't know. We actually thought she had Alzheimer's, because that's what first they diagnosed her with Pick's disease. Then they diagnosed her with a shrinking brain. Then they diagnosed her with Alzheimer's. But after I moved up here, I realized we was under attack. Cause the people up here, back in where we was living, we was under attack, but the people wasn't so severe. But when we moved up here, everything come out the woodworks. These people up here are really evil. They are seriously evil. And it's like a game to them, old and young. And I realize it's the sheriff department that is pushing it. At first, I didn't know what was going. I couldn't understand why people being bullies, grown people. But I started seeing the sheriff going to the people house who was doing the bullying, and the same sheriff came to our house looking for the guy, this guy that had moved beside us. But as soon as they moved beside us, maybe might have been there maybe a month or two, and they moved back out. And he came and asked me, did I know the people. I didn't know any of these people. And then as I go back to in the past and the things that would happen to me in church, and I started realizing, what was going on. Like when I go grocery shopping and stuff, people will come up beside me and bend down, like they listening for something. And when I walk away, I didn't know what was going on, but it kept happening. And a lot of the people were people from church. Some of them were pastors. And that's when I realized, no, that ain't what I realized. When I realized the church was really involved in gang stalking, when I wrote to the church. I wrote to about 6 or 7 churches, and I told them I didn't know nothing, but still didn't know nothing about gang stalking. I called it witchcraft. So once I wrote to the churches, because I had wrote to the politicians, I wrote to the mayor of the town I was living in, and then I wrote to the churches. After I wrote to the church, when I wrote to the sheriff office, a sheriff rode by the house looking at the house. Right after I wrote the letter, and then uh, this guy that stayed 2 houses down from us, he was cutting symbols in our cement. Everywhere there was cement, I mean everywhere. He jumped the fence in the backyard and cut symbols right at the back door. So we had like a 2-car driveway. In the driveway, there was a sidewalk that led up to the front door. The whole driveway had symbols all the way to the front door, and then he jumped the fence. Cause I heard it. I heard somebody when they jumped the fence, but we had a screen-in porch, so I went out on the screen-in porch. But I didn't see no. I didn't go out there. I just went on the screen-in porch and looked, but I didn't see nothing. And so the next morning, that's when I saw it. When it was day, and how I found out who it was. I knew it had to be somebody young to jump the fence. And then he had a table and electrical salt in his front yard. And one night I like to read a lot of time. I like to read when I read my Bible. I like to read out loud so I can hear myself reading. So this night it was maybe about 1 or 2. It was late, and I felt like reading, but I didn't want to wake anybody up. So I went out in the garage and I started reading, sitting in the garage, and I could hear someone scraping outside because they were listening to everything that was going on in the house because someone would be up in the ceiling up on the roof, and evidently he was putting stuff up there so that they can hear in the house, hear us, what we do. And so he came out there cutting, and when I heard it, I stopped reading, and I mashed the button for the car car door garage to go up, but I didn't go out there, and it it stopped. He stopped cutting, and so I put the door back down and started back reading. And then when I started back reading, he started back cutting. He was scraping, taking the electrical saw, scraping it, and so the door. So I decided I'm gonna go out there and go around to out through the front door. But we had a door where we had to change the locks on the front door because of my sister. She kept leaving out saying she was going home. So we had to changed the locks where we had to lock it from the inside, so she couldn't get out. So I had to get the key and unlock the door so that I could go outside. So by the time I did that, he was gone. So instead of me coming back in the house, I said, "Well, I must just pray it's sitting in my daughter's car." So I prayed and I prayed a good while. So I reckon they saw I wasn't going back in the house. So they were hiding behind his truck. So they finally stood up and I saw them when they stood up. And so they walked in front of the truck and went in the yard. But when he walked in front of the yard, he looked over at me. So that's when I realized who was doing it. Him. And the lady who we pay rent to, she was the real estate agency. I told her who was doing it, and she said, "What you want me to do about it?" So when we moved, and I asked her, who did she get to clean the rugs and stuff because my carpet cleaner was leaking water, so I didn't want to use it. And she gave me this girl name, and I found out her and her boyfriend, I guess it was her boyfriend, they were the one cutting the symbols in the cement. And that's when I realized that the real estate agency was involved in it. That's why she wouldn't do nothing about it, because she was a part of it and was trying to get me to go to church with them. But like something in my spirit was telling me to don't go to church with her, and I didn't. And I had already called the police. I had called the police 3 times on him cutting this those symbols. The first time it was just a regular cop, a white guy, and so they was so more interested in the symbols, seeing the symbols, but he started attacking me. He had went outside, looked at, I guess he looked at the symbol that was on the I don't know what he did. All I know, when he came back in the house, I could feel him attacking me, and then he peeked around the corner looking at me. And I said to myself, "Is he attacking me?" But I like I didn't feel it. But I did. I was feeling it, and he did give me his. He gave me a police report, but somebody stole it. But I'm gonna finish telling you about this first. Um, then I called again. This time it was a female cop that came. Now she didn't attack me. Uh, she had ex. She was acting real nice at first, and I saw her body jerk. And then when her body jerked, she said, "Why do you think they'll do that?" You know, I said, "Cause they crazy." But she didn't attack me. But I saw a difference in her when her body jerked. It was like something happened. And so she told me, "Well, if it happened again, call the sheriff department." So it happened again. So I called the sheriff department. This time it was this guy. I think he was Spanish or something. And he talked to me and was telling me his cousin stayed like 3 houses down. His cousin attacked us too. And he wanted to see the symbol that was in the back, at the back door. So we went through the house and went, and I was standing on the symbols. And he started running. And then I guess he caught himself, and he did me like that there. And so I walked up, near closer to where he was. I don't know what he saw. I don't know. All I know, he started running. And so we went back up front, and we were standing on the driveway. That's when he started attacking me. But I don't know how they was attacking me because they didn't have phones in their hands. What he did, and he was the second person to do that. The cable man here did it too. Um, he like bent his knees and hit himself and did something like that. And I started feeling something hit me that I couldn't see. And the cable man here did that when we moved to the second house. But anyway, let me finish this. When we was I decided I wanted to move because I didn't feel safe, but I wished I'd have stayed there because every time we move, it get worse. And we moved 3 times. Cause we moved from where we was living to the first house here, then we moved to the second house, and then this the third house. And each time, each move, it got just worse and worse. I mean, it's being really bad since we've been in this house. But when we moved to the second house, while they was moving us there, I was under attack. After the people that moved us, which was somebody that worked for my sister lawyer, when they put all the stuff in the house and they were leaving, I started getting attacked. And I was saying, how's I'm getting attacked? How they know where we live at? But I couldn't find out. My sister lawyer and his secretaries are part of it. And my sister, see, I try I when we took my sister to court to get her away from her ex-husband. They had been divorced for years, probably about 20 years, and he come back in her life when her son committed suicide. And he was a captain in the Air Force. And you know the military give you money. And they was just stealing her money and keeping her drunk. And see, I would come and check on her because I knew her something wasn't right with her. I knew she wasn't well, but I didn't know that it was being done to her. And she- I would call her in the mornings and talk to her and tell her I want to come spend some time with her. And she'll tell me to come on, but by the time the evening, because I didn't have no car, so I had a ex-boyfriend that lived in Lumberton, and my cousin worked in Lumberton. No, he didn't live an ex-boyfriend that worked in Lumberton, but he lived up here, and my cousin lived up here, but she worked in Lumberton. So I would catch one of them up here. So by the time I get up here, my sister done been in her liquor, and she mean when she would drink. And so I rang the doorbell, and I could hear the doorbell. She had a real loud doorbell, 'cause I could hear it outside. And I had to ring it and ring it and ring it. And sometimes she'll come to the front door, and sometimes I'll have to go around to the back door. But when she snatched the door open, she just mean. And so, I just got fed up with her being mean to me. And then she started accusing me of stealing money. That's when I stopped going there because I would go and make sure her bills was paid because I knew her mind wasn't right. And we would go to the bank because her boyfriend that she had at that time would let us use his car 'cause he was a truck driver. He even quit messing with her too because she just got so mean. And he would let us use his car, and we made sure her bills was paid. So we would go to the bank, and she would take money and put it in out of the big account and put it in the little account. She would always do $2,000. And so we would go to the AT. Sometimes she would get cash money and just get a money order, and I would call her light company and call her cable company. But all her bills together was like was less than $1,000, $1,000. It's been so many years ago, but it wasn't over $1,000. And she had she by the time I kept calling my family, telling them we need to get her some help because she be drunk. She don't drive. How is she getting this liquor? And couldn't find out her ex-husband was going there. Uh, I was told he was going there every day, but he lived in South Carolina, and so one of my sisters finally she kept telling me she didn't care, but she have a son who's a lawyer in New York or New Jersey, one of them, and so he sent her some papers. So she came and picked me up, and we went to the courthouse, and I filled out the papers because she was supposed to be filling them out, but she was trembling. So I said, "What is wrong with you?" I was just shaking. I said, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "I feel like I'm doing something wrong." I said, "Trying to get your sister some help, because they was taking advantage of her." By the time we got her to court, they had done took $200,000 from her. And then her ex-husband tried to put it on me. And it really made me mad. And like I said, if I'd have had $200,000, you better believe I have a house and a car. Cause I don't need nothing really expensive. You can get you a nice house down here for 100,000, and you can get your car. I wouldn't be renting, but they was taking her money. He would come into her house every day, and every time we would go there, he would be there. Him and my sister got in an argument, and then we saw there was a little box on the table with little vials in it, and she was just trembling. I've been there twice where she was trembling like that. She ain't been like that since. No, none whatsoever, cause he was giving her something, and then she was her nose and her lip were blistered up real bad. Ain't did that no more neither. That was being done to her. And then the doctors trying to say she had herpes. They was doing this to her. She ain't blistered up no more. So somebody that was staying where she was staying was attacking her so bad because this stuff is hot. And that's what they try to do. They'll try to give you diagnosis. And see, this is why they keep shutting me down. But this is my truth. They can't fact check my truth. She ain't blistered no more. And she would have her whole nose on one side. I mean, it would just be her lip and her nose would be just blister up. And he did it no more. And just like how they got my face all swole up, my neck all looking like a chicken neck because of they attack putting this stuff in my inside my private area. Every night for the last 8 years. I've been raped with this stuff for the last 8 years. Every single night. And now it's doing I can't even sit down in the living room on the couch because they sending this stuff in my private area. So I'm gonna tell my truth. Nobody can fact check my truth. And they want to keep shutting me down for telling the truth. But you can't fact check my truth. And if the medical people is dealing with my truth, nobody can fact check it. But anyway, they were. I mean, they really was military. Me and my sister, my other sister, we was supposed to take her to the doctor. So we spent the night at her house, which is my house now. And the chairs got to shaking. So they had that stuff up under there because my sister woke up, said her something going on with her heart, and she was gasping for breath, and I could feel my chair. I was on uh the smaller couch, and I could feel my couch shaking too. So I started praying in tongues because I thought it was spirits. But now I realize it was the people that was in that two-story house that was beside her house, because them the same people, nothing but military, lived there. When I moved there, they started attacking me. Military, nobody but military. Since I had that apartment, and I've had it for 10 years, two different military families have lived there. My place is a duplex. Who they put on the other side are gang stalkers. And I know for a fact military are gang stalkers. The law and military. I know for nobody can't tell me, and you can't fact check my truth, because I know who's been attacking me, and the medical. Nobody can't fact check my truth. And they want to keep shutting me down, telling me what I'm saying is dangerous. What I'm saying is not dangerous. What they doing is what's dangerous. Because I'm saying what they doing. This is what they doing. And what I'm saying is my truth. And people want to keep telling, that don't let me know is that the people that is watching us and censoring us is a part of it too. I might get shut down again. I just will. Because God, I have to answer to God. He's holding me responsible for the things that I know, because people are dying. They're kidnapping our young people, and I'm talking about black people. And it's not just black people, but that's what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing, after I looked at some of the videos with the Epstein file, I see that they had white children too. But when I look at on Facebook, that's all I see missing. Every once in a while, I may see another child of another race missing, but the majority of the people that's being posted on Facebook are black. And what they saying is that they kidnapping our black children and they hunting them like animals. This a sports to them to hunt down black kids, and this is serious. I ain't got time for anybody to be talking about what you saying is that know what they doing. Cause what I'm saying ain't killing nobody. What they doing is they killing people, and not just killing them, they eating them. What kind of crazy mess is this? That you want to shut down somebody's channel for telling the truth, and now it's out here now, so you can't fact check nothing and say that it's not the truth when it's all out in the open. And Epstein Island is not the only one. There's a lot of islands, a lot of them, and they doing the same thing. And they ain't all white people doing it. They got black people owning them islands too. So you don't know who you can trust anymore. They got us 100% surrounded, and all these people are attacking us at my house too. I hadn't been going home, and I went home because I had been buying stuff, and had been putting it out in the garage because I was just hoping to move from this county. And what I had in my heart to do is to find me a small house with a backyard. And so I was buying stuff to fix up my house and um have have a place in the backyard so when my family come over, we help chairs and umbrellas and stuff. We won't have to just be sitting out in the sun. And so the stuff I had for the house, because all the money that I was saving is gone now. I let somebody pit bed, trying to help family, put it like that. But anyway, I had took all the stuff to my house and trying to decorate, make my, cause I had that apartment 10 years now, and they don't do nothing. If my refrigerator go out there, get my another refrigerator. If a stove go out there, find me a use and always be used. And when my sister had that apartment, um, she was cooking and forgot she was cooking and just smoked up the house. So the walls, when I moved in there 10 years ago, the wall was smoked up. They still smoked up. So I did ask them, could I paint the walls? And he talking about you just need washing down. So I ain't did nothing. I ain't getting ready to take my time washing nothing down because that living room is got real high ceilings, and they have those long sticks that you can put the brush paintbrush thing on it and paint the walls. But I said I'm not getting ready to do all of that. And then I thought about it. I said I don't want to be putting money in somebody else's apartment like that, but I'm the one that stay in it. So I did buy I just decorated it. I ain't finished yet because when I went there, they was attacking me. I don't know who this I must be on Facebook. I keep hearing something ding a ding and when I went home and I went home I went home to decorate my house, and they was attacking me so bad I couldn't stay. I had to leave. I mean, they really was attacking me really bad, worse than here. And so I went back again, and I'm trying to think. It felt like I was having panic attacks or something. I had to leave again, and then I went back again. That time I got a lot of work done. I did get a lot. I don't know who was attacking me because I did see the military person come home and they had a burgundy car. And what these people, these two girls that's hooked on to me. But before they would be like a man and a woman, and the man will always be up. There's a way they could crawl from one side to the other side, and they would be up over my head. And so I would just start worshiping God, and they would leave. They would leave out. Now the person that stayed there. Now the second set of people, I just tell them. I said, get off from over my head. I just start fussing them. But that first crowd, I just start worshiping because he wouldn't be up there by himself. And I could hear his friends talking, man, she worshiping. We ain't gonna be up here over her messing with her while she worshiping. And one of the guys, he had been on the news before I got the place, and they were saying he was trying to kidnap this young girl. But his sister was the one that moved beside me. I moved in 1 week. They moved in the next week, and they started messing with me. Soon as they moved in, they just started messing with me. And I was trying to be nice with them to them and stuff. But I won't get ready to take their mess. And we kind of headed out. Then the next group that came, they were from New York. And the woman that was supposed to be there, she was in jail in New York. But her daughter, you hear that truck? That's the one of the guys that be gang stalking. Um, the woman that the apartment was, and I can't figure out how can she have an apartment and she in jail in New York, but her daughter and her daughter boyfriend was staying over there attacking me through the wall. And so I was praying in my bedroom by my bed, and they hit me with something. I just started sweating. Sweat was, I mean, ice was dripping from my butt cheek. And I said, Lord, I said, I'm praying, and these people are attacking me because there was a storm coming in Florida. I can't remember if it was a tornado or hurricane, one of them. So I was praying for the people down in Florida, and he hit me with that frequency. I didn't know what it was at that time, but evidently it had to be frequency. And he burnt the mess out of me, and my butt cheeks, everything just started dripping sweat. And I'm not a person that really sweat. And I said, Lord, I said I'm down here praying for these people, and I said those people over there is attacking me. I said, but I forgive them. He said she don't know what I did, and I could hear her say, "What you do?" And he said he sent me. I can't remember if it was cancer or herpes. It was something bad. And so I said, I sent it back to you. So they were over there talking, didn't think I could hear them, but I let them know I can hear them. But I thought it was witchcraft. And I told him I sent it back to you. And so he started laying coins right at the porch. And so I would get up early in the morning and get the broom on the record. So I can't remember because it's been years ago. And I would get it up, but I wouldn't touch it because I had done did that before, and it really messed me up. You don't be touching witchcraft with your hands. So I would take it. I must have been sweep it on the dustpan, but I would put it in the dumpster. And he kept trying to beat me out there, but I would beat him out there. And I sweep it and put it in the dumpster and keep it out at the road. I wouldn't let it stay in the yard. So they finally left. The woman came, whoever the woman that was who apartment it was, she finally came and couldn't find out she was a witch. They keep sending these witches to mess with me. And this is who I'm surrounded by now, witches. And they um got all this direct energy in the lights. And they can attack you with the lights because they use remote control, but something come out of the lights and it hit us because they got our blood. And how can they get our blood other than put through the medical? So anyway, they just been so much has happened. And then my family didn't want to believe me. They talking about saying the same thing that gang stalkers say. Talking about what's so special about you that these people, it ain't nothing special about me. Not one thing. And it ain't about that you special. It's about depopulation. They trying to depopulate the earth for the one world order. Because they only want 500 million people on the whole entire earth. And they don't want humans. It's them. They only want them. They were trying to get rid of us off the earth so that nobody will be here but them. And they not human. And I keep trying to tell people they something else here. And they living around us looking like us. But they act different. And these are the gang stalkers. Maybe not all of them, but there's a lot of the gang stalkers, they ain't human. That's why they don't have no care about how they attack you, knowing that they killing you. They know this stuff give you cancer because I heard them talking. When we got to the second house, I was outside because I had put down some solar lights. I had put some down in the front yard and I put some down in the backyard. And so there was some Spanish people, not right in front of us, but like two houses down across the street. And there was a guy and two girls. The guy was washing his truck. One girl was sitting in a chair and the other one was standing up. So the one that was sitting down started attacking me, and the one that was standing up told her, "Don't do that! Don't do that to her while she outside. This stuff will give her cancer." And she said, "I don't care. This dealing with my money." And I heard a black girl say the same thing. I was at the Waffle House, and this black guy and this black girl came and sat behind me, and the guy that couldn't find out he was a gang stalker. That's why I don't deal with people. I just quit dealing with people because I realized men that I was meeting in my past were gang stalkers, and they were setting me up to be attacked. And they started attacking me, sitting behind me. It just these people are so sick. But it's on Facebook. There's a prophetess that she be uh, saying what God be telling her. The last prophecy that I heard her say is that God is gonna judge those pedophiles, and since they want to touch His children, He gonna make the private area rot. She said that God was gonna make um, units out of them. So I've been praying, asking God, the ones that is attacking us, raping us, give them the same judgment. Cause I chose to be celibate, and that's my choice. And for somebody to feel like they got a right to put their hands on me, not sending energy on me, they need to be judged. For the last, it's going on 9 years that they've been doing this to me, I mean, since we've been in this house, it's been severe and making me really fat. Now at the other house, I could tell I was gaining a little weight, but since I been here, I'm just fat now. My stomach, my butt ain't never had no big stomach. I done had 4 children, and my stomach went back down. But now they sending this stuff in my body every single night. It just got my stomach just blowed up. And I drink herbal teas. I take uh olive olive oil tablets with black seed oil. I take stuff to help me, but it ain't doing nothing because they doing it to me every single night. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself again because some people may not know me on YouTube. And see, I'm not going to get with so many subscriptions because I've had two channels and I haven't gotten 400 subscribers yet on neither channel. I have I have reached 300, but I never reached 400, and it's by choice of YouTube. So I'm not even gonna worry about trying to get subscribers, and they might shut me down again. I'm not even gonna worry about it. And this may be the last time I make a channel, unless God deal with me about it. So there's so much I could talk about that I've been going through, things that I've seen, you know, and I don't bother people. I've always tried to carry myself in a nice way until I get fed up. And when I get fed up, I just quit dealing with people. That's why I don't have no friends, because I just quit dealing with them. I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm not going to let you keep messing over me. Like I've had friends. I only had two friends. And I knew both of them were two-faced. And so one of them, when I told her about what was going on. I told both of them about what was going on with me. And so, but one of them came to my house, with my sister's house, came to the house and brought her boyfriend, and then he gonna use his third eye on me, gonna look down at me and jerk back. You committing adultery, cause they both were still married. So what are you jerking back for? And then she gonna look at him, and I'm looking at her, cause you know what he doing, but neither one of y'all can't judge me, cause y'all both is in adultery. I'm single and don't have a man, and so she would call my daughter and my cousin, asking them how I'm doing. So I texted her, told her to quit asking about me, cause you was not no friend. I ain't heard from her. Yeah, I did hear from her one time when her nephew died, and I did show my respect. But when my niece died, she didn't show me no respect. So I don't talk to nobody. I don't need no friends. I don't need nobody in my life that I can't trust. And I've learned that I can't, when it comes to this right here, and people can make money, you can't trust nobody. And when I say nobody, I say nobody. But anyway, um, I am going to get off of here. And another thing that I noticed about some of the targeted individuals who claim they serve God, and some of them got their third eye open, and some of them is not. Some of them that claim they are targeted individuals are not targeted individuals. And then you got some of them walking around, got their third eye open, and trying to judge you about your past, because that's what they see. when a person got their third eye open, they're not gonna see what God see. They're not gonna see that you repented and changed your life. They're gonna see your sins. And that's how I know somebody who got their third eye open and who is a true prophet. And that's why I don't trust some of the talking individuals either. Because I'm learning. I have learned rather that some of them can't be trusted. So that's why I don't fool with nobody. I just pretty much stay to myself because I've had to learn. And some of them are two-faced and talk about you that they think they know, but they don't know. Because they seeing out the eyes of serpents. When you got your third eye open, you seeing out of the eyes of Kundalini. Kundalini are serpent spirits. Two of them, not just one. And a lot of people uh will come to my channels, not trying to be. I'm a Christian. I'm a person that believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I believe in Yahweh, Yahushua, and Holy Spirit, Christ Jesus. I call him Christ Jesus, but I say Yahushua because some people who are Israelites, uh, which we who are Christian that was brought over here, our ancestors was brought over here from Africa. We are Israelites too. But you got people that's who are Israelite want to not consider us, but we are, because our ancestors was too. And I'm not going to let people dictate to me who I am. But anyway, there's the other stuff I could talk about, but I'm gonna go ahead because I'm getting close to being an hour talking. Like I said, I can talk because I've experienced so much, and I always been a very quiet person. I used to couldn't even talk because it was stuck in my head, but I didn't know how to bring it out. That's why I was so quiet, and people took advantage of me and stuff because I was so quiet. But now I can flow and I can talk for hours. But anyway, I'm gonna close out. Y'all be blessed in the Lord.